Hey y'all, it's Kate from LoveStory, and I'm here to give a quick review on Shelter in Place by Nora Roberts. So, if you remember, this book was picked out by the other half of LoveStory, my boyfriend Howard. Nora Roberts is one of his favorite authors, and so I told him during December I'd read some of his favorites. And this is the first one up on that, and I've also been able to count it in the Reindeer Games as my thriller book. And so this book, I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's half romance, half thriller, suspense. It opens up with a mall shooting massacre, and then we follow this character Patricia throughout the whole book, and Reed, who was a high school student during the shooting and then became a cop and then a detective and then a police chief. And he's trying to track her down throughout the whole book, and that's as much as I'll say during the plot because I don't want to give away too many spoilers. But I really enjoyed reading this book. I enjoyed it more as the book went on. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars because there were times when I felt like Nora Roberts was trying to do too much and put in too many details that didn't have anything to do with the rest of the story, and it actually distracted me from the story of Patricia and her killings. But it was still an intriguing story, and the last couple chapters of the book had me just binging it to the end. I felt like it would have been better if we had just the romance or just the thriller as separate books. That would have bumped it up in ratings for me, but I still really enjoyed it. I think my favorite characters in the book was Barney the puppy. He was adorable and just melted your heart from the start. And Cece, the crazy eccentric grandma. I always love a good crazy grandma, and she fit the bill to the nines. It felt like it was a slow start at first. Even though it started with the shooting, it was slow for me because I had a hard time feeling attached to any of the characters at first. I felt like, the massacre was sad, but it didn't like shake my nerves like it should have. And I think that's partly because there was so much involved in it. You were following so many different characters that it was hard to attach to just one character. But by the end, I was able to, feel that thriller emotions that you feel. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who it's going to happen to. So by the last 5 chapters, I was in it and I was emotionally involved. And by the end, I had tears and I had my nerves on end and all of those emotions that you expect in a thriller romance book. But at the beginning and through the first half of the book, I was invested to see where it was going to go, but I wasn't invested in any of the characters yet. And so that was another reason why I knocked it down to 3.5 stars instead of a higher rating. But I still really enjoyed it. This is my first Nora Roberts book, and so I think that is part of, I went in knowing that she was mainly a romance writer and she's trying to write these other kinds of books. So I had different expectations. I didn't really know what to expect because this is my first book of hers. But I also knew that she had these other romance books that are hugely popular. So I had different expectations, which I think led to me reading this book differently than some others. But I still really enjoyed it tremendously. 3.5 out of 5 stars. I recommend it if you like romances and you like thrillers. It's a great combination of the both. And if you've read Nora Roberts before and you're looking for kind of a different Nora Roberts feel, this might be that kind of book for you. So Shelter in Place by Nora Roberts, I give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. If you've read this book, let me know what you think in the comments. If you've read other Nora books, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, tell all your friends. Keep reading, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.